What up, my freaks? Ruinous Insight here with part 34 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Grimgor Ironhide campaign. So as we saw last time, we declared war on Sylvania and in a dual Grimgor ripped Vlad apart. It was necessary as I think it would be wrong to end a Greenskins campaign without fully destroying the Empire, and whether the Empire is of the living or the dead makes no matter to the Greenskins, who just want a good scrap. So Vlad has to die himself as well, and so does his faction, and then the campaign will be complete. And this time around we will complete the destruction of LOREN. All the trees are ours save for the Glade of Eternal Midnight, which, we will welcome all those elves to their Midnight Eternal shortly. And, there was a little bit of building to do, but unfortunately I forgot to do it between the episodes, so we'll need to do at least some of it here. Okay, but not to worry, we'll start off with a fight. Nubber and Grommy. We've seen Grommy, if not struggle, at least maybe actually struggle against these wood elves before, so I'm excited to see how this battle goes for us. Let's join the war, and let's ask Scryer to join the war against Sylvania. No. What about... Okay, they're not gonna fight the war host of the apocalypse. There ain't no way. How about the Order of Lore Masters? For 47,000... I mean, we could give them 47,000, but... Fine, just join the war, whatever. Give us your money. We don't need your money, but just because you wouldn't do it otherwise. Oh, I should also check whether we can confederate... No. Bloody hands? You bloody well won't. Bit of a shame, but what can you do? I've lost my place. Okay. Grommy, you are going to besiege the place. And, we could try to get Nobber to chase down that other little army. Just to give ourselves a little bit of an advantage, but I fear that they will run. And if they run, we will probably not be able to catch them. Hard to say. Oh, are they preventing us from reinforcing? No, I don't think so. Alright, you know what, we'll try to chase them after the fight, and frankly they'll make the fight more difficult, so I think that'll make it more interesting. Rogue Idol Fairy, we might actually have you occupy the place once it's been sacked for 60k, so yeah. Grommy, before we attack, let's get you a few points. Dagabos needs to be maxed out. Your leadership aura. But not right now. Your forest goblins are already quite powerful, but hey, they can be more powerful. Passive ability Language of Devoids becomes Degretan is here, which is... Oh, they don't replace each other. Well, that's nice. Lots and lots of augments. Oh, that's nice indeed. Now, you need Sneaky Stabbers and... Ooh, wait. They wouldn't benefit from this yet, but your pump wagons and your Arachnorocks would, meaning we have to pick either the pump wagon buff, which will be... Oh, this actually buffs pump wagons as well. 10% physical resistance, yeah, we need that. We definitely need it, because they were definitely targets last time. Ooh, although so were the Arachnorocks, and this gives them 15% missile resistance. Now, we gotta go with the missile resistance for the Arachnorocks. Honestly, both of these would be great, but we just don't have the... points. What can you do? Let's do the Goblin Big Bosses next. You have the biggest teeth. You're going into Bone Dagger now, and I believe it was Trickster. And into Shroomsin when we can. You, sir, should already have Shroomsin, or should be able to get Shroomsin right now. Fantastic. A little bit of extra damage. And then you, Mr. Shifty. The shiftiest Gabo in all the land. Let's get you Madcap Mushrooms. The release spiders does reduce enemy reload time. Release the spiders. This is funny anyway. Do we get... Now, we probably wouldn't get too much mileage out of Night Shroud here, would we? I mean, it does a long duration. The hiding isn't particularly useful. More speed, acceleration, and melee attack, though. I'm not sure. Let's go Earthing and Arcane Conduit either way, and then we have 1 point remaining. Does the first level of Night Shroud affect all allies in range? Yes, it does. So we could still get mileage out of it that way. Oh. Howl to the Moon just straight up increases speed, but the army is already fairly fast. And considering this guy casts a lot, maybe we could get Sneaky Stealin'. Yeah, we're probably not going to use Nitride. We're going to need to save the mana for a Curse of the Big Moon, or possibly Gork'll Fix It, or something else. So I think we're just going to use the Release Spiders to try to get as much mileage as we can out of the out of that particular caster. Then Knobber. And you could actually get Gork'll Fix It as well. You already have the stuff that you need in your red, in the red portion of the tree. So yeah, I guess for Gork'll Fix It, I just don't want to waste the mana on Vindictive Glare, so I'm not gonna. Ooh, and you got Battle Leader. Fantastic. Alright, Grommy, strike. Close victory now, medium casualties. We've struggled before, and we've got lots of pump wagons and chariots. This time they're all fragile, and we'll have a difficult time dealing with all those range units. And let's see if they do. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. The fall of ATHEL is upon us. We have rolled over the Wood Elves, and we will roll over them quite literally one last time, with both Grom and Knobber, and both of their armies being heavily based around both pump wagons and chariots of various kinds. First of all, we will move in Grom and the spiky roller chariots, or chariots pump wagons, as they are much less fragile than the others, who are currently sitting all the way back here waiting to hit the enemy in the flanks. Speaking of hitting the enemy in the flanks, two of our spiky rollers will peel away from the main formation and smash into some of these enemy units. Looks like the enemy wants to use a penumbral pendulum on the spiky rollers, but they are far too fast and far too annoying to pin down like that, and just ride on through it. More of our units will move in as the Falappas and the Goblin Wolf Chariots join the fray, and a little bit of backup from a unit of Forest Goblins to come in and help out. Hopefully this will be the start of preventing most of these enemy range units from firing, at least on this portion of the map, though there are plenty more where that came from. Not to worry, we have reinforcements of our own to join the fray as well. And in the meantime, speaking of being in the fray, Grom is moving forward the Arachnaroks and the three Arachnaroks and the two spiky rollers, making their way further uphill as we try to engage more and more enemies and prevent them from firing. Grom did struggle a couple of times with these battles, especially in that one battle he had to fight it alone without Grimgor, so hopefully with Knobber's help he'll be okay. How are we doing back here? We're still waiting for Knobber's reinforcements to arrive, and we have some Forest Goblins who once again have been fantastic throughout this campaign. Definitely one of the unexpectedly standout units, are facing off against some Eternal Guard as well as some... Okay, lots of Eternal Guard. I swear I saw some Wildwood Rangers there as well. Yes, indeed. So we'll poison them all with the lethal poison, and with the 70 armor, hopefully hold on until the chariots can move in and help out. Speaking of the chariots, they're continuing to be extremely irritating, or at the very least the pump wagons are, with enough mass to completely move through the enemy and not get bogged down. Generally speaking, the biggest issue with the Orc boar chariots is that, unlike the pump wagons, they have a bad tendency to get stopped by stuff. Anyway, speaking of the boar chariots and the spiky rollers, here they come entering the field of battle to reinforce their friends and run down a few more elves. Can't be leaving one army to run them all down after all. And here are the Goblin Wolf Archers, Wolf Raiders, Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, led by the Mange Rovers, who are going to target those Hawk Riders in a few seconds as well. Our Doom Divers are going to target these guys as well. If you remember a few episodes ago, those Hawk Riders proved very irritating for the Arachnaroks in Grom's army, and they have a tendency to be fairly good at knocking out single entity monsters, so we can't let them do that and threaten either the Arachnorocks or the chariots, or, well, they probably wouldn't threaten Grom, but certainly the monsters that can't heal. Anyway, chariots are now splitting up. A few of the pump wagons, led by the stunty grinder, are grinding the wood elves just fine, and not in a good way, while we are starting to do damage to those hawk riders and have split our reinforcements. Some of the Orky reinforcements have arrived as well, and the Catchweb Spider Shrine / Knobber has moved in to help the Wolf Riders and the Forest Goblins, rather, to prevent them from getting wrecked because they were holding all alone while waiting for their Orky friends. Although the Orcs, by the looks of it, won't be getting too much action in this particular battle, as the chariots are doing most of the work. They have run completely roughshod over the vast majority of the enemy backline and continue seeking out any and all enemy range units. Definitely going far, far better than when Grom struggled at one time. He certainly learned. Increase the number of chariots and increase the annoyance you can deal to those wood elves. And hey, they get a taste of their own medicine, at least to some degree. It may not be skirmishing archers like they do, but I'd like to think that our army is just as annoying as theirs is. Especially since they don't have the mass to stop us. If they had more Treekin and other things that could actually halt the chariots in their place, perhaps, but no. And far too many of their arrows are smashing into Grom, as he has way too much regeneration for them, unless they were to concentrate way more like they did in that one battle, but we're okay. Anyway, it looks like the right flank has been completely devastated. The Orcs have broken those dryads that held them, and Knobber leading them, while his chariots have peeled away and are going into the settlement proper. Grom will join them soon enough, as he is still working through the biggest pile of remaining enemy wood elves, but by the looks of it, they ain't looking so hot. Here comes Ragnarok 1, and the other two, I'm sure, will join the battle shortly. And on the bright side, would you look at that, our Ragnarok is barely damaged, so while they have been and are being hit by arrows, it's not been too bad. 25 missile resistance and 20 physical working force. Could use a little bit more, but they're not giants, so I guess they wouldn't have as much. Then again, you would think that the chitinous exoskeleton on the Arachnorocks would be so thick, it would be like, a giant wearing armor. Although I suppose a giant's hide is probably pretty darn tough as well. I would think that an Arachnarok spider would be basically impervious to most arrows. Like maybe things like Sisters of Avalorn and like other super magical arrows, or fire glaives or things like that, sure, but regular arrows against that thing? Probably an inch thick chitin shell? I don't know. Or armor plate? I don't know. But anyway, I digress. Obviously that would be obnoxiously overpowered if they had even more missile resistance. And here we go. Oh, that's got to be a scary sight. Those elves know if they fall down just like that, they will fall right into that meat grinder, as the last of the barricade / platforms go down, and the spiky rollers grind on through them, and the big old spiders and forest goblins below follow up. Pretty darn epic battle and a lovely last stand for the wood elves, but mostly lovely in the form of the way that our armies were able to handle it. But alas, all good things have to come to an end, and just like the wood elves, as they will shatter, and their last army, their last faction, is done for. Well done to Grom, and by the looks of it, from the HP on all of our units, we did well. We did very well. I think that's the forest goblin unit that got hurt, but otherwise, very little damage to most of our things. Pretty darn happy with the result, too. Man, I gotta say, I am surprised and very impressed with just how much weight the little forest gobos have been pulling throughout this campaign for Grom's army. I'm really glad I put a few of them in his army rather than just leaving it to chariots and pump wagons. Obviously, the Arachnox did the most damage here, nearly 40k on 2 of them, and surprisingly enough, the Goblin, well, including Dazuma's, the Goblin Wolf chariots actually outdid most of the pump wagons, with the exception of this one that got 21k damage, so well done to the pumpin' boys. And next up would be the Grom's Dwarf Tenderizers, though they tenderize elves, and just fine. Actually, looks like the Orc Boar Chariots did fairly decently as well, hovering around 70 kills for 2 of them, and generally speaking, that battle certainly seemed easier this time around, when Grom wasn't by himself, A, and B, now that he knows how to take those territories. Just a little bit of extra half stack of fast movers really helped out there, instead of allowing him to get bogged down again. Anyway, we sack it. This little army is going to probably try to escape, but it hardly matters. Nobber will not be able to, unfortunately, catch him this time around. Can Grom... he can't reach it. Can Rogue Idol Fairy occupy? Yes, it can. Or do we just use Nobber to do it? I guess we'll just use Nobber to do it. Screw it. Occupy it and stay out here and raid, and most likely they will attempt to retake it, so... And don't collect the income, go for Give It Here. And we won't bother building stuff, but we will bother repairing it. Grommy, I guess you can go into raiding stance as well. And there we go. 0 public order. Surprising. Rogue Idol Fairy, I know you've been around for a long time, but let's face it, you are no longer necessary. More importantly than that, ATHEL LOREN has finally fallen, and I think that was a pretty big goal for this campaign as well. There were a lot of Wood Elves, and they gave us the toughest fights of the campaign, so if nothing else, I think that's a pretty good location, or a pretty good sort of self-made goal. Happy with that. Anyway, let's continue with whatever else we need to do as we reach the other goals to round out and complete the campaign. Grebits, you need to take these places, but at the same time you're unplaginated. On the other hand, these guys aren't building anything as yet, and if you... I really don't want you to spread your plague to the Iron Pelt Den. You know what, I think we're safe to actually just keep you here for a turn, and hopefully the ague won't hit them, and we'll be able to heal up afterwards. And if we're not, then we'll attack. But if we are, then fantastic. Mugged Leech, you're heading to Bjornling's Gathering, though I guess you'll have to land in regular stance, and is that an ague? No, it's just rot. Which sounds bad, but actually is much less bad than ague. Go into raiding camp, and hopefully we can reach Bjornling's Gathering soon. Say shortly. Do we have the ability to get another one of these Scryer snipers up and running? No. What about a couple of Arachnox? How long would it take to build them here? Did I miss them? I must have missed them. Wait, what? We should have global recruitment access to Arachnox. Oh, they're there. 5 turns. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to somebody else do that, and then Mr. Spider Killer. Let's summon another Temp Lord. It's gonna take a long time. Wait, unless we have a place with an Arachnox location here, do we? No, we have a ton of these squig farms, but nothing we captured will allow us to build Arachnox faster. Yeah, it'd probably just be just as fast to globally recruit them. I don't know if we'll ever bother or ever have the capability of putting them actually into an army, but I guess we'll see. I don't know. Stab Envy, you can sit here and then you can global recruit for a long time, good sir. There we go. I wanted 2 more Arachnox capacity specifically for this army because the Arachnox are... They do have a ranged attack, and we need something to anchor the line if this actually devolves into a melee fight, as obviously piles of range units ain't really gonna work. Just built that army for fun. Anyway, Leroy, continue doing what you're doing, grab this little island, sail to the wreck, how to resolve the wreck, and slaughter those captives. Anything good here? Just some money. which we don't need. We're at 690,000. Nice, grab this mysterious island and then keep on going along the coastline. Alright, aggression now. Farsight favorable wins. That's the one I wanted. Fantastic. And I guess we'll quell animosity just in case we need to fight some stuff. Also... yeah, I thought for a second I missed somebody, but apparently not. Gouger Leg Biter. Sadly, these Orc Biggins are no longer necessary. I kind of don't want to delete the Feral Hydra because we have it, but at the same time, we're never going to use it again. Oh, right, I forgot about the Moon Howlers. But we've been using other Goblin Wolfies. I'm really disappointed at how the auto-resolve treats that poor Hydra. You know what, delete the Trolls and the Biggins. The Hydra may not be super useful, but it has been around for a long, long time, and I'm kind of disinclined to delete it, especially since we have limited quantities of it. Sort of a collector plus collection equals collector thing. Anyway, you sir, Krega Armbreaker, you were supposed to follow the other spider army. It'll take a while for you to get there. If you ever get there, but you're just an army that's meant to reinforce another army, so that's just fine. Grutzlick, we're going to try to see of Mr. Marcus McHammer here. Marcus McHammer. Actually, it's a fantastic name. I love it. And it's not even McHammer, it's Marcus von McHammer. That's about as Sigmary as you can possibly be. And it's just the right amount of silly. Krakatrihaga. Assuming that we send Snorko to this place, we just have you occupy a few of these territories. Mostly just so that our empires, well, this portion of our empire is sort of joined together. And so that village doesn't take these territories. I'll probably transfer him some stuff anyway. Alright, you're looking good. What else do we have in terms of movement? Snorko cannot move. Gorkil can. Troika, we could trade it to village for some reason. Oh. Wait, are you able to take this? What do we have? Ah, no, they got too many defenders. You don't have these guys actually buffed, so... yeah, fine, take Troika. We're gonna trade it. I'll probably trade it between the episodes, but also I want to go here so that we're on the road to Bolgasgrad. We'll take that, trade it to the clan Molder, and probably force them to try to fight a few more factions. I don't know if it'll work, but well, here's hoping. Anyway, what else do we have left in terms of movement? Doesn't look like much, so let's quickly do the remaining admin, and then hopefully... and the turn... ah, look at that! Goblin Metropolis is actually free now. Our building construction is going quite well. This costs 20. Yeah, lots and lots of reductions being stacked everywhere. I guess we finally have enough of those Gabo Metropolises all over the campaign map. Anyway, build you and build you, good sir. And Marienburg, ready for tier 5 and beautiful. Which is great considering it's a new take. Erengrad we are keeping, so we can keep on leveling ya. Quenelle, we'll keep building as many of those fortresses or tier 5 buildings as we can. And then what, are you? Nah, you're already at tier 5, so just keep doing what you're doing. Whatever it is, you're doing great. Alrighty, next up we are missing the Raiden stashes here. Which I guess we'll have to build. So we'll build one thing and then leave the other in its place. Gabo Metropolises, well, I guess we're getting more Metropolises. And they will give us eventually the additional research, though at this point research doesn't really matter much anymore either. Wait. We want to get the Raiden stashes here, and we want to get the probably Raiden stashes here. And then here, we'll probably want to build a Shaman's Hut, which we can't do right now, so instead we'll build the Raiden stashes. Oh, I guess we could also not build a Shaman's Hut and just go for a Gabo Tents here. Income from all buildings adjacency plus 6%, yeah. I mean, Honestly, we have enough armies to be getting along with, so we probably don't need any more military structures of any kind anywhere at this time. Now, lately, for the last, I don't know, 6 episodes, something along those lines, I've been doing this admin off of screen to save screen time, but I'd like to end the turn before this episode is over, so that I can do the next turn's worth of admin between the episodes instead, as that makes more sense to me. So let's continue with what we're doing is what I'm getting at. Raiden stash is available. Let's go for a pile of shiny stuff. River Starneck. Or Orc Guardhouse, yeah. I mean, it's unlikely that we get attacked here, but just in case. And we'll upgrade you, Belava, and we'll also get you the pile of shiny stuff. We do like our shiny stuff. For some reason. Though I'm not entirely sure what that reason is, considering we use teeth for currency, so... Silver Pinnacle. We're probably going to trade you away. I don't even know why we have you. This is just a random location, but we'll defend it. We'll probably trade it to Clan Gritus and force them to declare war on a bunch of other factions. Here, I'm just going to level this stuff up just because it's annoying. Oh, actually, no, don't do it. If we trade that stuff from the Cornate faction, we may want to build it up, though. Once again, the admin isn't super critical at this stage in the game. Ooh, you're ready to upgrade soon, so we should save to upgrade you. Alright, that's fine then. Telzin, you're up next. And, oh, look at that. We're getting a tier 4 tower in the Kingsglade. Pleasantly surprised there. Keep upgrading this stuff even though we're going to trade it, mostly so that I don't have to look at it at the end of every turn. Build the Raiden stashes here in Aleheart. I guess. Go for it. Fair Derek, yes to the boss's pull, no to the boss's pull, because we can build the Greenskin for tier 4. Upgrade Salzenmund, yes to the ratings, nope, to the boss's tent. And once the boss's tent is up, in fact, right now, start collecting income. I doubt that we'll reach positive income before the campaign is over, but who knows. Would be nice if it's a possibility. Miragliano stuff. I'm just going to upgrade you, but frankly, we're going to trade it all. But, you know, buildings don't actually cost anything anymore. So we're free to do whatever we please in that regard. Alright, Trantine Hills. Yeah, just upgrade. Are we keeping this place? Nah, we're going to trade it to Wulfric, most likely. Although, funnily enough, we're just taking all the territory. If Wulfric didn't have her BMO, maybe. But then at the same time, it's just more unnecessary admin. Alright, keep going, keep going. What do we have here? We need the Gabo boss tent, and we need the pile of shiny stuff, and that's nearly it for the admin. Don't build anything at Modrin. Don't bother building anything here, and then Gloomrack Coast. Don't bother. Alright. That means we're gonna low fightiness, skip Garrison Lord, unassigned building, outpost upgrade we will do. Gotta do these every turn, just in case we want to build or replace a couple of those extra units on the turn. Alright, let's see if we get attacked anywhere, but whether we do or whether we don't, let's do one more quick fight to round out the episode. Maybe Gorkill to knock Karl Franz out at last, or maybe somebody else. Oh, this won't actually destroy the Empire, but nonetheless. I'm actually a little bit curious to see if he'd run. Blight 10 Scratch. That's a lot of Scratch. Non-Aggression Pact. Who are you? Clan Verms. I gotta be honest, I have no idea where you are. Sure. We're allying with all the little Skaven factions because they're no threat to us. And yes, you're going to destroy yourself attacking. Just gotta double check that this won't kill our precious forest gabos, and it won't. And there we go, LOREN has fallen for good as the last elves. I think the last elves in the entire... No, we still got the high elves here in the Flying Fortress. And Ellen Delling of Loren up here. Not that we care about Loren, and these guys, by the looks of it, might attack them, but I think they'd lose if they tried. Golden Order destroyed, Wargrove of Woe destroyed, Modrin and all the Wood Elves, and LOREN destroyed. Pretty good. And we're gonna get approximately 1 million upgrades. Now, Karl. Yeah, I think that's actually a battle that might be worth fighting. We have a little pile of zombies here and some defenders at Bosenfels. Could attack it with Sawspug here. that I was going to... Oh, he has no caster. And also not that I was going to make him a main army, just going to be a support army, just looking around for where possibly we can find a fight. Azag, I really wanted you to take out Archaon. But it looks like he's running from you, and you won't be able to catch him here. Alright, well, go after him. And... Damn, this is all friendly territory? Okay, fine. Go after him here. Let's see where he goes after this. These guys have actually quite a bit of territory here. And Fort WAAAGH, I believe, actually belonged to Archaon. Yeah, Archaon's done, I think. He's... What's his strength rank at? Why can't I see him? Warriors of Chaos, right? He's strength rank 34 now. Wow, he used to be fairly high. So... Sylvania. I guess I was right in that they were probably the last remaining threat on the map. Anyway, is there anywhere an actual battle can happen other than Karl's last stand? Which I'd like to say, you guys... Ah, the Skaven have landed. Well, good for the Skaven. Can you reach these guys? You can't reach your Beamo. Snorko, you can't reach anything. Vicious cannot reach Bavona. Oh, well, look at that. Gerhard's mercenaries. I want to destroy those. And there's a little Skaven faction up here. Well, either way, you guys will keep moving, but I think we will move them next time around. Alright, fine. Well, if we can't do that, then we can do Karl's last stand. I don't know whether we can do it cinematically, because it depends on whether Castle von Rauken is available for that, but I guess we're about to find out. Alright, Karl. Time for you to meet your end. And a little bit of a rematch with Gorkil Riders for you, good sir. Although I guess we could have gone for Deadly Onslaught, but nah. And you... Aspect of the Dread Knight, we should probably go for Fate of Biuna again, because we are going to be... we're going to be making use of it against the enemy great swords and whatnot, and if he has any Reiksguard foot knights, then we should use that as well. Back on your feet. Boss of the field and arm to the teeth, sir. And then you, the same. Leading from the front, battle leader, back on your feet, boss of the field, and heroic killing blow, not armed to the teeth. Although he is, it's just that we don't have the skill. Headbutt, always maxed out. Evasion, here we go, 1 point, probably 2 points in foot of Gork and then everything. So that you don't miscast. Looks good to me, and then the other Orc Shaman. Yeah, I originally had the Orc Shamans in here because green blood gives us the 20% charge bonus for all the monstrous units and the savage units, but by the looks of it, we're not going to be able to reach it. Not that it's a big deal, mind you. Anyway, headbutt, evasion, same thing. Earthing, foot of Gork, here we go. And Arcane Conduit next. Alright, Gorkill, away you go, good sir. Gotta remember that we are damaged, but we do have our Chaos Shrine, our Bloodwrack Shrine, and whatnot, and it's a Pyrrhic victory, and we'll see about that. Alright, and 14k on the gate health. Damn, game, come on now. Alright, well, we're doing it manually. And I think we did it manually on this map before. I guess this particular map is particularly broken. Gorko, you will... Well, last time you didn't have a great time dueling Karl in the sky, but, well, we'll see. Alrighty. Blood Shrine, Blood Rack Shrine, you're gonna go into melee and join everybody in the fray. Lots of buffs from everybody around. Chaos War Shrine as well. Stone Trolls to lead. River Trolls to follow. And Regu Trolls in the back. Who did I forget? Oh, thought I did both Stone Trolls, but apparently not. Alright. You're gonna be group 2. And that's it. That's all we're gonna do. Start battle, head towards the gate. You go and deal with those crossbows. Or possibly Karl. Are those cannon towers? What kind of towers are we? Guess we're gonna find out. once they fire at... Okay, yeah, oh, wow, did they hurt that Colossal Squig that badly, or was it always that damaged? I guess we're gonna find out. Anyway, you all head towards that. We probably can't fight Karl and all of these Empire captains. Seems like a bad idea. Oh, Blood WAAAGH Shrine's at least firing away. Alright, head to those crossbows. Actually, I'm just curious, what's the leadership on the trolls now? 114, there we go, all of those support units. And I think it can actually go higher than that. And, oh no! Oh, did you just get stuck? Okay, no, he was able to lift off. Ah, but can he move after lifting off? Find out. Yes, he can. Okay, that was frightening. Go up to that Empire captain, and how dare you crossbows fire at us? And let's pop a... I was about to say foot of Gork, but maybe just an headbutt. Like so. Don't let them move too far, please. And we could pop another red butt, or... just pop another red butt. Lots of enemies blobbing up here, so why not? Alright, enemy Empire Captain nearly done for. Everybody else has that gate looking. Headbutt hit them hard again. Brain Burster. That one's not going to do too much damage, especially to the Empire Knights, but actually, there were enough units there that's still warranted. Using it, all of you, in. Kill crossbows, kill everything. Wait for Karl to land. And this really shouldn't be any trouble. Now that we have all the buffs on us. How's that leadership? 130 leadership on the trolls, 136 on the swamp things in particular. And now we're looking good. And how are their stats looking? Weapon strength 200, 103 melee attack, very, very nice. 150 leadership now, yeah. Let's stack all the leadership. Oh, Karl, I see you're landing here. Everybody pile on Karl. Like so. Gorko, you help. You help pile on Karl. Everybody together. Hopefully he doesn't go after our mages. Actually, speaking of mages, do we have a enemy mage? Well, whether we do or we don't, I can't see him. Alright, everybody go after Karl. Unfortunately, this army does have a tendency to get in each other's way quite a lot, so they're probably going to have a difficult time actually getting Karl, or at least a lot of them are. But what can you do? I can also just peel most of them away. You know what? Gorko and your... Yeah, let's see. There we go. You guys fight Karl. The rest of you, go fight somewhere else. Alright, and let's buff you up, and... Do we need to heal yet? No, I don't think so. Alright, well, Karl's gonna be a toughie. Let's see if these three Black Orcs together can handle him. And do we want to debuff anybody? I want to head into the fight, though. You know what? I think we'd rather... Here we go, this entire blob of units. And just head more into the fray. Alright, let's get back to watching Karl's last stand. I think we can freely admit that the rest of the army should be able to take care of itself. It looks like Karl's going after one of the Black Orc big bosses rather than Gorkil, which is a little bit of a shame because Gorkil can heal himself, but the Black Orc big bosses cannot. Rest of the army, you need to still be watched at least a little bit, and hey, these guys trapped our big boy, our big lad. Alright, kill the rest of the silver bullets, and oh, they're stuck by virtue of the Chaos War, not the Chaos War Shrine, the Blood WAAAGH Shrine. That's actually quite interesting. Certainly makes me think it's quite useful then. Forcing the enemy to be stuck in fighting the enemy trolls. Anyway, Gorkil and your Black Orc minions, certainly not a duel, but, oh well, we know how hard Karl is to bring down, so... And this is the way they were going to do it. His last stand, Wyvern versus Deathclaw. You're still alive, right? Yeah. Half HP, and Karl's still alive as well. Ooh, he's reached his healing cap, hit him just a little bit harder. Could have also made this a little bit easier by giving him a Spirit Leech, but not right now. Alright, come on now. And just a little bit more. Okay, the rest of the army needs to move as well. Go after that gate. And the enemy lord is... Oh, of course he dies just as I look away for a second. Well, we saw him fight. That was the important thing. There's a bunch of heroes here, but I think this army isn't particularly good at dealing with them, so we're going to deal with the heroes like this. Black Orcs, you go here. And... Okay, that unit of handgunners needs to be destroyed now. Oh, you're quite hurt as well. Let's start Spirit Legion. Like so. We also have Helm of Discord on you, which I've been neglecting to use, but frankly the rest of the army isn't really under threat, so eh. Alright, everybody for that platform. Big blob breaking through. Our single entities are getting hurt, or at least our lords and heroes are. Empire Knights coming in. Alright, the handgunners are running. Come back down and deal with those Empire Knights and that warrior priest, who we're having a difficult time dealing with ourselves. Beta Buna. Cannot reach them. Alright, cannot reach anybody out here. Is there any great swords? No. We can use it on a halberdier. Honestly, probably not worth it. But nonetheless, too late now. Destroy that thing and hey. Guys, why would you abandon one of our mages? Is he actually getting blocked by one of our own trolls? It's possible. Alright, how are you doing back here? Maybe I should have taken this battle a little bit more seriously, but I still don't see these guys damaging us too heavily. I guess all of our heroes will be hurt, but the rest of our army will be just fine. How's that barricade? Couple more hits, and oh, the halberdiers are still surrounding this guy. Okay, no. We need to ignore everything, go for those halberdiers, lest they kill him off. And finally, the enemy warrior priest on this side of the map drops. We need to deal with those Empire Knights while these guys remain hurt, but I think that'll be just fine. Let's get a few casts off, like an headbutt in here. Oh, this is gonna be good. There we go. That probably did a massive amount of damage to, well, plenty of enemies, and those halberds are now out. I wonder how many kills the Blood Shrine has gotten. Not too bad. Oh, I'm getting real tired of those warrior priests casting constantly. I guess they wouldn't call it casting, but you know what I mean. Using their abilities. Alright, warrior priest is out, which means head into those flagellants with all the blobbage you can muster. And are you outside of the settlement now? Yeah, alright, stay out there. You can be part of group 3, which isn't really a group, but you know. Alright, heading on in. The blob is doing work. The blood shrine, the blood rack shrine, blood rack cauldron rather. Are you guys still chasing after somebody? Those knights are now done. Go after that Empire Captain, and you guys go after the Warrior Priest. Ah, perfect. The Empire Captain has turned around. No, come back here. We didn't get to duel Karl. Actually, we did get to duel another Empire Captain on the wall, so that's not... It's not that we didn't get any duels. Just that we didn't quite get the duel that we perhaps would have preferred. Anybody else? Another unit of Empire Knights. All of you head towards that. Let's debuff the enemy with a Soul Blight. Not that I think it's necessary. And then you can come down. You guys are fighting some swordsmen. It's actually a little bit concerning. Perhaps you can return to the fray here. And no. Ow. Oh, smart. No, never mind, not smart. I thought he was gonna kill our... Ah, yes, he is. Wait. We need to deal with this. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Not good. Run. Oh, and he's very fast on that Pegasus as well. Hopefully. Alright, run this way. Speed yourself up. Alright. That should be good. Yeah, these guys are holding fairly decently. I mean, I suppose since it's their last stand, they damn well should be. Alright, Empire Captain, one more hit will be done for you. You're gonna cast something. You need to clear these guys, so just foot a Gork. If they're gonna blob up like that around all of our heroes, we might as well. Anyway, speaking of blobs, head towards those Empire Archers, but I think we should be just about done. I thought we were moving in slow motion there for a second. The colossal squigs seem to jump fairly slow. Alright, how are you all out here? Alright, looking good to me. You're now badly damaged enough that I am not going to continue you there. He's gonna come back, isn't he? Alright, fine. Gorkill, just stay away. Let the rest clear out the enemies here. Alright, Colossal Squigs versus Blood Shrine. The Blood Shrines always rack up tons of kills, so I'm actually going to be curious to see how many kills they got compared to the rest of our blob. And all those rail guns as well, though I have to wonder whether they'll hurt us into a degree. 12k damage. And I guess we will find out no further as the battle is over. Karl's last stand is complete. And now these guys are in fire blood, aren't they? Yeah, Kossars. I see you being unbreakable over there. There we go. Maybe I should have knocked down that cannon tower. Alright, close victory, though by and large, due to our single entities, and not even our army's single entities, but our heroes and lord being hurt. I'm curious about the kills. Oh wow, the Chaos Warshrine of Slaanesh got 21k damage and 192 kills. The Warshrine of Slaanesh got nearly as second most kills out of the actual army. That's surprising. I think it has a little small Mortis engine effect, which would explain why it did that. I still want to make the rest of the comparisons, though. Alright, there we go. What do we have here? 135, 15k on the Blood Shrine, doing a little bit more than the Blood Rack Shrine, but, you know, fairly on par. And actually, Damage Delta's gold value is slightly higher on the Blood Rack Shrine. And several of our trolls, well, they did okay. Now, trolls all did about on par with each other. And it looks like the Stone Trolls, the Beard Stompers, and the unnamed trolls both did well. 132, second most kills on these River Trolls as well. Colossal Squigs, 13k apiece. And, oh wow, the Rogue Idol did absolutely nothing. 353, I think it doesn't work in this blob. If it was in a pile of infantry, it would be able to. But here, everything blocks it, so it just can't get a hit in. Now, originally I built it here because of the little tiny leadership aura it provides. Might be worth just ignoring it. Anyway, just go for a Lieutenant. No, I don't want to deal with the... I just occupy it. Don't care about the money, and I don't want to deal with the control. And hey, our empire is almost together now. We just need to grab this place. Now, I guess we have to occupy this place after all. But joining Azagh's empire together with ours still makes sense to me. Even though I guess there isn't really a contiguous empire because these Skaven are kind of in the way. Well, oh well, we're out of time, folks, and this is where I'm going to call it. That was the last stand of Karl, Franz, and we achieved the destruction of ATHEL, LOREN, so a pretty good episode. I think a couple more episodes in the campaign will be done. Grimgor heads to Castle Drakenhof. Skarsnik is up next turn, and we'll be heading towards Belagar, and his army is there. And if we can catch him, kill Gorfang Rotgut, and then grab Black Crag for ourselves as well. Still no confed with you, unfortunately, but oh well, what can you do? We'll see. Don't forget to leave those likes and comment below. Stay tuned for a couple more episodes. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.